Hello everyone, come on in, saddle up for some serious homemaking motivation. We are doing the most cooking, cleaning, decluttering, and organizing all throughout my kitchen. So if you're excited to get motivated, give me a thumbs up and let's do this. We are getting started on Sunday after Thanksgiving, and this was just after breakfast, and so I wanted to make these crock pot carrots to have for dinner, so we are just going to get that going. I will link the recipe in the description below. This was part of my shelf meal that I was assembling for the night, and I wanted to use up these carrots, and so this recipe was perfect. Now that those are going, I'm going to do some tidying and cleaning up in this kitchen. As you can see, we have quite a pile of dishes going, so let's get to it. Also, we are momming all throughout as usual, and so the kids have me making oodles and noodles. So picking up from last video, we all have been sick, and this is when I was really feeling better again, but my sweet Natalie was sick on Thanksgiving, and we are both still coughing. I don't know what we had, but I'm glad that we are on the downhill side of it now. And you all might remember the fridge was acting up again, and so Saturday, that was this night before, Michael defrosted it and I hauled everything out of the fridge. And I also took the opportunity to produce prep as well, so we will get to cleaning and restocking the fridge once we get this kitchen in order. First, I'm going to rinse and load any dishes that can go in the dishwasher, and then we will get hand washing. So how are you doing out there? I hope that this video finds you well and that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I spent most of the break trying to catch up on things around the house after being sick, but Friday was a huge priority for me to get the Christmas tree up. And I got the living room all cleaned up and dusted, and I got the tree up. I still have a lot of decorating that I want to do, along with cleaning and organizing, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. But if you are new here, decor is not anything over the top or extra because your girl don't have the budget, so that's definitely not center stage of my content, but you can count on endless amounts of cleaning and homemaking motivation. Stay-at-home moms, I have a question. Do you ever feel like you just spend your life in the kitchen? Unless you are cleaning or momming in another room, then that's where you are. Because same. So for anyone who ever wants to know what stay-at-home moms do all day, let this video provide an example. And Michael was home, so I took full advantage of that because obviously all of this needed to happen, and it made our Monday morning a dream, so it was absolutely worth it. And I didn't show the 4 loads of laundry that were going on in the background. So for anyone who thinks that we just sit on our butts all day, let me just politely say that this was the result of me being sick and down for 2 days. And 90% of this video is sped up 4 to 6 times, and I cut out any unnecessary footage like when I stepped out of the frame, so in case anyone was wondering. Running a household and managing the lives of several other people is work from the time that your feet hit the floor until you decide to go to sleep. And I don't mean to rant, but when it's on my heart, I say it. I feel like washing big pots and pans is to dishes as towels is to folding laundry. Like, you wash the pots and pans, and because they're big, like, that makes a big difference faster. Just like when you're folding towels, you're folding big towels. If you fold one big towel, that takes a big dent out of your laundry basket, versus if you pair up some socks, you still got a lot of socks to go. But anyway, I feel like that really helps to keep up on top of the dishes, is to wash all of your bigger items, your pots and pans and stuff like that first, and then go ahead and dry them by hand and put them right away, especially if you're like me and you don't have much counter space to let your dishes air dry. And at this point, I thought that I was done, but then I remembered the coffee canister that I've been meaning to wash, along with this little spice jar. So I was kind of bummed that I wasn't done yet, because my favorite part, and everyone's favorite part, is scrubbing out the sink. But it's okay, because now we are getting to it, and I am going to be using a Ghost Scrub Daddy from Halloween that I didn't use in time. And you all have to tell me if you have seen the YouTube short here on YouTube, where she cleans the sink. You probably know what I'm talking about just by saying that. But she has a sink just like mine, but her short is so satisfying. But anyway, I learned there that to make this sink shine, I need to polish it with the food grade mineral oil, I think it is. But anyway, until I up my game, enjoy my not so shiny sink, still empty and clean kitchen sink. A couple of drops of tangerine oil to deodorize, and for the experience that I am trying to take you on. we can finally move on to the fridge now. There was already some food in here, as you can see, but since it's still pretty empty, I am just going to move things around as I clean. I'm not going to be doing a deep clean, just a real good wipe down because dinner time approacheth and I am trying to be ready for it. Also, Michael just brought in a grocery haul, and so I am working to get that out of the way before dinner too. I forgot to mention our Thanksgiving. So as I had said earlier, Natalie was very sick and I was still feeling rough. So we just threw Thanksgiving together at home, and Michael smoked a ham and did all the cooking and I did the cleaning, and it was just really nice and it didn't feel rushed, and I just really enjoyed it because honestly I don't like traveling on the days of holidays as a mom, or maybe just as a person. It's always hectic and rushed to me, and it's just different from how I grew up because we had no extended family, so holidays were always at home. But anyway, I just really enjoyed it, and maybe I'm just at a point in life where I've gotten my life together pretty good, and it's just a whole journey. Like, I've learned to do all the things and gotten faster and more efficient, and that's just like with cooking. I used to dread chopping things, and now I can chop up anything and everything like it's nothing. So if you are in the beginning stages of motherhood or homemaking, just know that you can learn anything and you will get better with time, and you should be proud of where you are no matter what, because you're doing it with all your heart. Time to check on the carrots. I was thinking that these were going to be more glazed than what they turned out to be, but they were still delicious. I'm slowly bringing back food from the other fridge, like this leftover drawer here. I just took the whole drawer out when I cleaned this out. But I needed to get this all organized anyway. So yeah, I was very thankful to have our fridge outside so that I could use it while we were defrosting this one inside. And anyway, on this occasion, I broke the water hose on the back of this fridge. So there's that. And by that, I mean lots of water on the floor. I just am always winning with these appliances, I tell you. Adulting is not for the faint of heart. Sometimes I wonder just who in their right mind left me in charge, but it's all right. Stuff happens, mostly to me. I'm just kidding, but I had to say it because that's just funny. And if I don't laugh at this stuff, then it'll get to me, so let's just laugh about it. But I'm making room here in my dish strainer so that I can wash the shelves out of the doors of the fridge. I'm not taking all of the door shelves out, but these had something spilled on them, so I just wanted to pop them out real quick for a quick wash, and then we will get on cooking dinner. I preheated the oven so that I can reheat our leftover mashed potatoes, going along with our shelf meal, using up what we got. And so that while that heats up, I am going to clean up the stovetop since I hadn't gotten to it yet. The reason I am heating these potatoes in the oven is because we are still without a microwave, but I have been making do the best that I can without it. I'd honestly rather just go without it altogether, but I've definitely missed having one, that's for sure. So I am just reheating these in the oven, covered for 30 minutes, and we will get started on kielbasa bites. I needed to use up this kielbasa, and I had found this recipe on Pinterest, and this is more of an appetizer, which we had leftover ham to eat as well, but I had wanted to make these for Thanksgiving and ended up not, so making it now to wrap up the holiday weekend. I will leave this recipe in the description as well, but you are just going to coin up your kielbasa and fry it for about 5 minutes, and then you're going to add in Coke, but I use Dr. Pepper, and brown sugar, and you are going to bring this sauce to a boil and simmer it until it thickens up. These were really sweet and savory. Definitely throws all care in the world for carbs right out the window. But it's really nice for this time of year, and we only live it once. While those simmer, I am going to get the table cleared and wiped down. I really love making the most of the downtime when you're cooking and using that time to clean or start on dishes. It really makes a world of difference in what you are left with after your meal. Back at it after dinner. Totally didn't get a shot of the food when it was done, so apologies for that. But we are moving on, putting these shelves back in the fridge so I can get on more dishes. But don't worry, I won't put you through that again. We are just gonna time lapse it. Another empty sink and calling it a night. We will be back on day 2 after school drop-offs. So now we are back at it, and we have whip for this round. Time to tackle this laundry slash recycling slash pantry mess. I skipped my last recycling day being sick, and this room got totally neglected while I was sick, as it has been neglected in general and is in desperate need of deep cleaning. But that's a fish to fry another day. I'm going to get all of this recycling sorted and out of here. It is so good to see the floor in here again. It has been a while. But moving on, I also need to declutter and organize this shelf that I use as a pantry area in here. I keep our chips up here because there are some chip fiends that live in here. I don't know if you could tell by the amount of chips that we have. So I am going to stock this bin with all of the options that we have for school lunches. And then I'm going to put away the overstock until we need it again. But there is a method to my madness. I have had to be very creative in this kitchen, and honestly, I've really enjoyed the challenge. The reason I wanted to get the laundry room in order first is because I knew I had this mess to tackle, and it was going to help immensely to have everything in order because there's quite a bit here that needs to find a home. So let's get this all clean, clear, and organized. Down next to the stove is my overstock area where I keep all of my overflow. This was an area that I really struggled with because it's really just dead space, but all the space needs a life in my little kitchen. And so I am glad to have this little space because I have no clue where all of this food would go otherwise. Finishing up some odd and end decanting and then sweeping and mopping the floors. Finally dumping this coffee into this canister now that it's over halfway gone. That's just how I roll. And Wade really wanted to help me, and he did a great job with the garlic powder. I need to relabel the expiration on this jar, but it was getting close to school pickups, and so I just made a note of the date before recycling the packaging. At first, I was only going to sweep since I had mopped a day or so before. And then I ended up seeing like a couple spots on the floor and I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and mop too. But anyway, so I end up sweeping around my Christmas mat. I can't tell you why I did that, but when I went to mop, I was kicking myself. But no big deal. I'll hit that area next time. That brings us to the end of today's video. Let's close out with some before and after shots so that we don't forget where we came from. It feels so good to have the kitchen in order. I really hope that this video gave you all of the motivation. Thank you so much for coming over and hanging out with me today. I'll see you soon. Take care of you.